Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to jump into Chapter 3, Section 3.1. And we're going to take a bit of a break from looking at the United States and Canada and pop back down and look at the history of Mexico. So we're specifically going to look at some of the native peoples down in Mexico and how Mexico was first settled. And then we're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into the Maya and Aztec civilizations. In fact, our main idea for this section is that the Mayan and Aztec civilizations made important cultural contributions to Mexico. So present-day Mexico was settled several thousand years earlier than the United States. About 11,000 years ago, Native American groups lived in the Valley of Mexico, the area around modern Mexico City. They survived by hunting and gathering plants to eat. Around 7,000 years ago, the settlers began growing maize or corn, which is a native grass. High yields from these crops allowed the population to grow. By about 1000 BC, an organized society called the Olmec lived along the southern coast of the Gulf of Mexico. Their culture had a strong influence on later cultures in Mexico, such as the Maya. The Maya lived on the present day Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and in northern Central America. Around 100 BC, the Maya began to develop into a civilization or a society with a highly developed culture, politics, and technology. Evidence the Maya left behind provides information about their culture, such as their system of writing. So the Maya used hieroglyphics, a system of writing that consisted mostly of pictures and symbols, which are called hieroglyphs, as characters. The recorded history that they left behind in hieroglyphic paintings reveals that they had a highly developed written language. The Maya also studied the moon, sun, stars, and planets, which allowed them to develop a pretty accurate calendar. They used the calendar to mark dates that were important in their religion. So, after about AD 900, Mayan civilization seemed to decline. The interesting part is that historians don't really understand why they began to decline. There are some theories, including violent conflict between cities, overpopulation, or the overuse of land available for farming. But overall, we really don't exactly know why the Maya civilization declined. So after the Mayan decline, other native groups were able to gain power in Mexico. The dominant group in the area were the Aztecs, who settled in the area of modern Mexico City around AD 1325. The Aztec people built a city called Tenochtitlan. Hold please. All right, I Googled how to say it. Tenochtitlan. So the city was called Tenochtitlan, and it was on islands in Lake Texcoco. They constructed human-made islands called chinampas, or floating gardens, on the lake to give them more areas to grow food. So the Aztecs built a broad empire, which is an extensive group of peoples governed by one ruler through military conquests of neighboring lands. So they gained further power by enslaving conquered people and using their labor to build more cities. Everyone say hi, Louie. Hi, Louie. Rulers also collected tributes or fees in the form of money, crops, and other goods. So the Aztec Empire continued to thrive until Spanish explorers arrived in the 1500s, which changed life in the region. All right, so the important things to remember from this section as we are wrapping up is that the Mayan and the Aztecs were two very important groups to the development of Mexico as we know it today. Specifically, the Aztecs' main city was called Tenochtitlan, which is going to be important because we're going to learn that in other sections. Um, and both the Mayan and the Aztecs left behind a lot of things that are still very important to Mexican culture today. Thank you guys for listening. Say bye to Louie. He says nah. Thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and check back in Canvas to see your next job, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.